Welcome back. This is basically a not holding back to a degree. It's going to be a little long. If you don't like it, that's fine. This content may not be for you because of the length. We're talking about N3on. I don't like N3on, but N3on has said he is growing and ever changing, right? There's a clip out there I'm going to show of Agent talking to N3on at the streamer Prom.
What up, N3on? Hey!
What's up, brother?
How you doing? It's nice to finally see you, man.
Bro, you got that shit on.
Thanks, man. You know who?
Who?
LeBron!
Really, bro?
No, deadass LeBron 2003.
You look good, though.
Yeah, thank you, bro. I appreciate it.
Bro, I appreciate that tweet you made of me, bro. It really means a lot, bro.
No, yeah, I feel like most people, it's so easy to be, misinterpreted, even if, you don't always make the best decisions. But it's like, bro, if we don't let niggas make good decisions or, come back, what the fuck is the point?
I still got a long way to go, because, bro, my thing was, I was on the internet for so long and I fucked up so bad.
Yeah, but
and people don't forget, bro.
But also, you were very young, and I'll be honest, most niggas don't understand what it's like to get, a ton of attention, at an early age.
And you start saying dumb shit because it keeps rising up.
Yeah, you was definitely wild in early days, bro. You was
I was tripping, bro.
you was tripping. But, that's part of growing up, bro, literally, bro. And I feel like if niggas see you do better, then it's even if they're doing bad, they can have hope, damn, nigga, I can do better.
Yeah.
So I just saw you trying, bro.
I really appreciate you.
For real, man.
For real. Nice.
You too, bro.
Yes, sir.
Nice to see you.
Ray pressing N3on on what he should do for apologizing to Kai Cenat.
Oh shit, N3on. Oh shit, N3on. Yo, just your sub. Alright, guys, good, bro. Okay, N3on.
Sorry to KC. Alright, bro, let's say it's so fucked up. You got the bait and leave, feel me? I apologize to him 5 times. I DM'd him, I said it on stream 5 times. You know why I did that? Because I said it's so bad. He don't even want to accept that. That shit was so bad. It was 3-4 years ago, and I'm a lot different now. And obviously, every time, bro, if you was in front of me, if you were Kai, I would apologize right away. Because back then, I used to just fucked up shit. That's not the guy I am now, bro. It's not. It's all good. That's me, bro. If you're the one who wants to play. Bet. That's it. Bro. That's me, bro.
This is a moment in the Breakfast Club where they talk about Kai Cenat. So I want to be very, very honest. Kai will probably never accept N3on's apologies. It just is what it is. He's not going to accept them. And the reason is, bro should have never talked crazy about me. When Kai said a long time ago, N3on, don't go outside. N3on is a troll. N3on is blah, 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 blah. And then N3on got pissed off, screamed at Kai, said he would F his mother, Harriet Tubman looking B, all of that. I'm trying not to curse for the moment. But he said all that out his mouth. And he apologized a million times in the DMs and this, and this. Kai Cenat won't accept that. Why? You shouldn't have said it in the first place. All he said was, bro, you don't go outside. You don't experience life.
I can't take N3on serious. Nigga is a fucking, I can't take nigga serious, bro. That I don't even joke about, bro. Dead ass, bro. I don't even joke about, you feel what I'm saying? That's N3on, bro. That's N3on. He gonna troll, he gonna say whatever he say, and just not go outside and shit. He's gonna say whatever he say and just do it. That's him, bro.
Take you serious because you don't get out of your bubble, out of your echo chamber of trolling and live life. That's why trolls are trolls. They don't live life. They don't get out.
Just not go outside.
Not go outside. You really want me to say some dumb shit, don't you, huh? You want me to say some dumb shit, don't you?
Worse, N3on escalated the situation.
You, Kai. Fuck, what do you mean I don't go outside? The fuck? I will fuck your mom, bitch. I will fuck the shit out of that fat Harry Tubman, bitch. Fuck you. I go outside. I see you don't. You sit in the house all day and you get no, bro. You're suck my.
Which only made Kai and his friend Ray turn further against him.
N3on done talked about Mama Cenat before, bro.
I want to be
some serious shit, bro.
So I want to be the shit out of him.
But before things could get serious, N3on backtracked.
In this situation, I am in the wrong. I think he's talking about when I talked about his mom, and I was a little dumb kid at the time, and I apologize. I take full accountability, bro.
When he eventually apologizes, he's going on this spree of growing and growth and apologizing to people that he has wronged. People are probably like, oh, okay. He did it to Hassan. He's done it to a lot of people. Even Hassan was like, okay, I guess. Right? It's the knowing you were wrong apologizing and moving past things. Now, a lot of people can't do this because you really need to know when you're wrong in this. We're going to watch this clip of N3on at the Breakfast Club, and they bring up the Kai Cenat incident, which I do think he's moved past it, but I believe if Kai Cenat, being the one person you're trying to get an apology from, doesn't accept it, it means you've apologized, but that's it. And you should never went there in the first place and played with somebody that wasn't about that. So let's continue.
Specifically, what happened with you and Kai? What was it?
So he said like something little, and I think at the time it pissed me off. And then
what he said is, I don't take N3on serious. He's a troll. Bro, don't go outside. I'll show the clip if I got it. But that's exactly what he said. Let's continue.
What do you say?
Well, I don't really remember the exact details. This is years ago. I got short-term memory loss, but
he doesn't.
And then I said something back.
What'd you say?
I'm not gonna repeat it. I don't want to repeat it because it was messed up, and I would never say anything like that again.
You know what he said?
Yeah, it's about his mom.
What?
Yeah.
You said that you would fuck his mom and that she's a fat Harriet Tubman bitch.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
You disrespect Kai.
Why would you say that?
Yeah, because like I said at the time, it wasn't really a thing where I just did whatever, what came to mind. Like I was just like the shock factor. Like I wasn't thinking. Obviously, now that I'm in the real world, now I'm going out and experiencing stuff. That's not something.
Which is what Kai said. Bro, don't get out his house. He don't live life. Continue.
Okay to say at all. And
How old were you at the time?
I don't know. This was. Does anyone have that? How old was I?
You're 20 now. So
19.
This was
before COVID, during COVID.
I think
2020.
I think after. Yeah. I think after.
2021.
Like that long.
Well, no, I feel like I've speed run life. This past like 2 years, I feel like I've lived like 5 to 10 years. Like I've ran through so much. Because before then, when I was at home, I was just I was so secluded. And I just didn't know much about anything at all. I was just like, go to school.
How did you know about Harriet Tubman?
Well, I mean, I got the internet.
So have you publicly apologized to Kai?
Yeah, probably like 4 times. And I also DM'd him too.
Have you publicly apologized to Kai's mother?
Yes.
Have you publicly apologized to Harriet Tubman and her family?
No, but I probably should.
That's my aunt.
Oh wow.
I don't care.
No. I don't know what to say to that. But I just want to say, man, yes, I'm so sorry for that.
Have you spoken to?
Now, moving forward from this clip, there's another one. And basically, the Breakfast Club hosts tried to press N3on, but he shoots, but he stands his ground. Personally, I don't know why they would press him, but at the same time, you're going to get pressed. These are grown-ass adults who've lived a little more longer, who've done a little more than him. So let's see what this is about.
Nico, another streamer.
But if y'all saw, they were really pushing the envelope on, nigga, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like, it's getting spicy in that room, bro. You could smell the heat in there. I ain't gonna lie. But that's kind of what happens when you fuck around and find out, right? You mess around, it becomes a big problem. You learn the ways of your actions. And I think Sneeko said it. Sneeko was like, oh, but N3on is basically the radio. I'm like, but no one's listening to N3on except those who are younger. And no one's really dropping nothing or showing nothing on N3on streams like Kai, right? There's a difference between Kai, N3on, The Breakfast Club. There is. There's a huge difference. One is established radio that's been around for years, and one is new media, which is streaming as new media. But they're copying old media, which is something people don't understand. But let's continue.
He was going to Spain to do the stream. New projects. Yeah.
Oh, so now you just pissed off all the Jewish community.
Oh, you're talking about Sneeko.
No. I love Jewish people. Shalom.
You just came on here to just shit on everybody.
Nah. I
mean, wow.
What? I got so many Jewish friends. What?
Oh my God.
Nah, you trying to get me caught up, brother?
Hey,
brother is crazy. Why you put the A at the end?
Brother is
Brother?
That was crazy.
What's the craziest situation?
You can't say that.
I seen you in Harlem with Jim Jones. What's the craziest situation? Dubai, what was the craziest situation you've been in that you didn't think you was going to make it out besides Dubai?
I've been in a lot of situations. There's a Nate Diaz thing, same thing, trolling. And
I saw that. He chased you.
He chased me. I'm not gonna lie and say I had like a tough upbringing or anything. My parents
He didn't.
We know that. We know.
Oh.
We can tell.
Okay.
Are your parents racist?
Huh?
Are your parents racist?
No.
I'm just trying to figure out where using Harriet Tubman as a slur and the things you said on that video. I'm just wondering what was your perception?
So wait, real quick. So you guys do understand so first off, trolling's not okay, right? But there a lot of people have like back then even if it's as a joke, it's not good to do. But streamer world, YouTube world, whatever it is, like people
who troll online do it anonymity. In other words, they try not to get caught. And I know where he's going with this. I do. But at the same time, trolling is an internet thing. It's basically bullying people, messing with people through the ways of just being an ass. And don't get me wrong, I'm also an ass, but I've never trolled, right? Sometimes I could be a dickhead, right? But I've never trolled somebody to troll somebody. You know what I'm saying? I'll tell a joke here and then move on with my life until someone replies to that and make it a problem. Like right now on Instagram, I made a comment somewhere and it's getting like reply, and I'm just like, yeah, I'm bugging. But I get what he's saying. But they know what a troll is. It's just explaining this to the radio and it becomes a little more harder, N3on. But let's continue, I guess.
will make jokes like that, but like back then, before, like
Only about one race of people.
No, you got to see no, ma'am, you got to see my clips. No, I'm not gonna repeat it, but I'm not gonna repeat it. But there's no singling out. There's none of that. I was just insanely toxic. I made jokes about Indians, everyone, like any race you can imagine. It's not like singling out one.
You're Indian, so you can do that.
Yeah, it's why. Well, I shouldn't do it in general. One of the biggest.
Wait, let's get into the chat because Adin Ross, there's a comment pinned in here. He just commented and said, N3on, I promise you they trying to belittle you and disrespect you.
Right. So Adin was in the chat. He was basically watching and didn't realize, I'm like, they're looking at the chat and basically said, oh, these getting shitted on. But I like N3on. N3on's been keeping a good composure in this conversation. What I believe they're holding N3on to is his actions that he has done. Listen, N3on has an internet footprint. It's never going to go away. Period. Same thing with Sneeko. The internet does not forget. Everybody else will think, oh, I'll mentally forget. The internet will never forget the shit you have said or done. And that's for a whole mess of reasons because why? Why turn over a new leaf the older you get? And now, accountability, there's a difference between accountability. There is, right? Being accountable for your actions is being accountable for things you've done. Being accountable for who you are as a person, as an individual that's taking responsibility, standing up and choosing to say, yeah, I said that. Yeah, I did that. It was wrong. I grew. I understand how it was wrong. I shouldn't have said it, but I did it. It's in the past. I can't control that. That's the most adult way to go about it. But you apologize. Now, should N3on be held accountable for those actions? Yeah, he should. He should. No amount of apology allows you to get away with something, especially when the person you're apologizing to, Kai Cenat, other people will accept them, but Kai may not be the person to do that because bro was never about that life, and you should have never kept pushing the envelope. Never. So when Adin's in the chat, Adin is like, yo, he's doing way better than them. He's growing. I can see it. He's showing everybody. But that's the difference. The Breakfast Club don't follow N3on. I don't follow N3on. I see his clips. I see what other people talk about him. Which to me, if he's growing, he's growing. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with growth. There's nothing wrong with that. But what is wrong is when people are not seeing the growth, but they want to see it.
You shitting on all of them. They are weird as fuck. Fuck them.
Talking about who?
In here, the chat is live in the Breakfast Club.
He's shitting on them.
Anyway, go ahead.
That's what Adin
Well,
Ross.
this is not Adin Ross's interview, so fuck him too.
We're friends. Okay, I think
The comment is pinned in the chat.
I think-
I'm in the chat with the W.
You feel like we trying to belittle you, N3on?
I think as we should all come together and I'll just
They
spread.
also saying we
Fuck all that kumbaya shit.
All right, come on, that's my guy.
He said, fuck all that kumbaya shit. Fuck Adin. I said, but it's they don't got no loyalty to Adin. Adin don't. Their checks are already cashed, right? Their money is already what it is. You know what I'm saying? And Adin Ross dissed Charlamagne and said some crazy shit. Is what it is. But I understand the vitriol and the disgust and maybe like, oh, he's shitting on them. He's doing well. That's fine. Ain't nobody say he not doing well. It's just when you are held accountable for said actions, you're held accountable for that. That's it. Nobody and their grandma is going to say, oh, nah, he's not. N3on is grown. He's better now. Why are they holding him to that? Because I don't know if people understand this. First impressions count. The internet is the first come, first serve. Look at Corey Kenshi. He's getting fake fucking canceled for nothing because a girl liked him and she treating him like a fan. Like, she's acting like a fan. Like, bitch, you a fan. Like,
Fake dumbass.
so at this point, no matter how much retribution or growth he has, the internet will hold this against him. That's how it's gonna be. Like, the fuck? Like, N3on is who he was. That growth, same thing as Sneeko, same thing as Adin, same thing as Andrew Tate. The internet will hold people accountable by their fucking bootstraps to the day you evaporate. Let's continue.
I don't give a fuck. Listen, Harriet Tubman, my aunt, nigga. You think I give a fuck? I don't give a fuck.
But you're comparing something now to like.
I'm not gonna lie, your chat is wild racist.
Yo, they
Stop right there.
They like,
Fuck
they
this
race
black
baiting
bitch,
you.
monkey, watermelon, emoji.
I'm literally looking and I don't see any of that.
What? It says they race baiting.
She had to show him.
Short hair monkey, they race baiting. Fuck
Oh,
the
it's moving too
Breakfast
fast. Yeah, whoa.
Club.
Motherfuckers was here, they wouldn't say it at all. That's another thing about, stream.
Of course they wouldn't say it at all because they don't got the fucking... With trolls and people on the internet, they don't got the balls to say it to your face. They don't got the cojones. I'm like, that's not the world we live in, where motherfuckers have no balls. That's it. That's the world we live in, where they're not tough. Like, like,
Fake dumbass.
I know that. N3on knows that. Adin knows that. Even Kai knows people that talk shit online will never say it to your face. They won't. They won't. It's part of the thing of being a troll and an asshole. Like, let's continue.
And just being behind.
You also have to understand this isn't this is the internet. This is not just my chat, my community, right? This is the internet. The internet, just like me back then, would say whatever they want.
Yeah.
So this isn't like a representation of me, obviously.
But it's funny though, because the reality is, I know this is.
But that's the community he's fostered. Am I not wrong for that? That is dead ass. The community N3on fostered. N3on fostered that community. The same way Sneeko was fostering that community with the red pill shit, and Sneeko exploded, was like, I don't want to live in a mosque. I don't want to do this. Like, I want to have N3on's chat when they're motivating him and pushing him and saying that he's doing good. Yeah, because that's called being envy. Like, that's envious of someone else's chat. And two, N3on is growing from said chat and growing from said people. But he also is going to foster toxic assholes who are not growing in their own lives. That's just a fucking reality. Like, let's be real.
Bunch of kids in here who don't know no better. But if we were really assholes, we wouldn't have had you up here. And as soon as I heard about the Casa Not thing, we'd have told you get the fuck on. Disrespecting somebody's mom and then saying that shit about Harriet Tubman. If we were really being assholes and really trying to belittle you, told you.
I understand that, man.
That's the truth. That's the truth in all of its vein. You can't really say nothing to that. That's the truth. What he's saying is the truth. Like, if we would have known about this ahead of time, we would have never did this with you. But that's not a lie, because that disrespect is something that, one, can't be taken lightly, can be taken serious, and two, it shows on us as reporters that we have to report on that. And as we sit here to report on that and talk about that, we have to eventually air this on air this on radio. Like, come on, bro. And for their YouTube channel. Let's continue.
I just feel like at the end of the day, you can't hold something against someone if they're changing and becoming a better person and understanding.
How do you know you're changing, and how?
Well, you don't
to really believe you when you build your whole.
I understand it.
On being a liar.
True. He faked his death. He did this. He did that. True.
Of course, and no one has to believe me. And at the end of the day, if you don't want to believe me, you don't have to believe me. But if you actually sit down and watch my streams and understand the growth, then you see. And if you don't, it's fuck you.
Growth.
It's like.
But that, watching streams and seeing the growth isn't really growing either. It's hard for me to say this, and maybe it's hard to get this across as like a compelling argument. No matter what N3on does now, it's not the same as, oh, I'm growing. I make videos. I barely stream, but I've been growing on the side. Y'all can see the changes. If you haven't, it's not just the haircuts. It's not just the room. It's not just the backgrounds. It's the changes that happen off camera that I haven't told my chat. I haven't told people online, because nobody's business. Simple as that. The change doesn't happen on camera. It happens off. And change happens over time. It doesn't happen overnight. That's how that works. And that's probably something I guess he knows or understands, but to him it's like, eh.
At the end of the day, I'm not here to prove anything to people. I can do it the best I can. People can judge me. I don't care. I'm gonna.
But they are judging him. They are. Okay, let's continue. And now we come to a part where I guess one of the, I forget who she is, Brandy or whatever the host is name. I'm not sure, I don't keep up. But she addresses N3on with who he's working with.
That you're telling your chat to chill. I don't give a fuck about what they're saying about me. You have 2 black people working for you.
Yeah.
2 employees. And they are spewing the monkey, the this, the that, all the racist comments. And you got 2. Like, you got a black man protecting your little ass. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The cameraman, black.
Yeah.
You feel me? They ain't got to know me. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
But these people are obviously close to you.
Oh, yeah,
They work for
100%.
You got to love them.
Oh, yeah.
You wouldn't, you know what I'm saying? You can't do this shit by yourself. You
Can't.
have to have a team. Team is black. A lot of them.
I think my entire team's black.
You know what I mean?
Publicist.
So it's like,
shout out to Brandy.
Shout out to Brandy.
Right. So, you know, you might want to.
You got a publicist who's black? Wait, I gotta ask this. What the fuck did content creators get publicists? Like, how do you get a publicist? How the fuck you do that? How? Like, I'm
Yeah, you got to tell them.
Man,
But
you
I mean,
gotta tell
you
them
can't
shit.
control that.
I told him to chill 3.
You can't control that.
He can't, but if they love him and they're following him, and it's like he got to still be the representation.
Well, of course, you can tell him to chill.
I understand what she is saying. She is basically saying if your chat messes with you, they respect you, they like you, they should be respectful to anybody else you're in a room with. But that's only if the chat deems it as he's getting the same respect and not getting attacked or getting blindsided by the reporters and people reporting on it. Now, I'm gonna say this right now. N3on might have been ambushed, it might have been fucked here, and personally, the Breakfast Club might have not been so forgiving. But that's a personal thing. I can't control that. N3on can't control that. It just is what it is. Is not to be specific on what he has done. His chat is gonna be vitriol and mad and angry because you're taking pot shots at him, and they feel that that's OD. Like, come on, let's continue.
But at the end of the day, it's the internet. Like, the internet can say, like, just like when I was at home, I could say whatever I want. Like, there's no, like, stopping what a live chat says. Like, if this was streamed,
I agree.
like, there's literally nothing.
But that's why when you catch
Never
one
say
of them,
stop them. Just
somebody said the monkey club.
Damn.
Like a dumb as shit. I'm telling you.
The watermelon emoji.
All right, wait, we can't.
Don't know.
All right, so now we move on to Omaze's video. So let's check that out. Because a lot of these clips, it's nothing I can say or do with some of these clips that don't look the best. But let's continue. Omaze, let's get it.
A couple months ago on this channel, we praised N3on for doing the unthinkable, which was changing the direction of his entire career. He's trying to change the narrative about himself from being that old, young kid who would say the most outrageous things on the internet, you know, getting the most outrageous attention and all that stuff like that, to being somebody who has matured and grooved past that. But this most recent interview that a lot of people think has the Breakfast Club looking bad has me questioning, is N3on really ready for this new limelight?
I'm not gonna lie, your chat is wild racist.
Yo, they right there.
We just checked this video. But I do understand where he's coming from. Even though he's changing direction, is the new limelight worthy enough to be a part of that? Is N3on worthy enough to be in that limelight? Or are we looking at it differently than other people? That's the biggest perspective.
Black monkey, watermelon, emoji.
I'm literally looking and I don't see any of that.
What? It's just they race baiting. Short hair monkey, they race.
Nah, he's going
You also
fast.
have to understand this isn't my. This is the internet. This is not just my chat, my community, right? This is the internet. The internet, just like me back then, would say whatever they want.
The internet.
So this isn't like a representation of me, obviously.
Oh, N3on, if that's your chat, why not just disassociate totally? Just
Yeah, but he can't because the chat, I'm going to be real with a lot of people. A lot of people don't understand this, and maybe Omaze might, everybody else not might. The chat made niggas. Let's be real, let's be dead ass, let's be 100. The chat has made niggas. The clips, chat. The donations, chat. Let's stop it. He can't dissociate because they made him. They made him. You can't separate your... The moment you distance yourself or don't acknowledge the chat or be like, oh, those aren't my chatters, they get mad. And they look at you like, oh, I'm not part of your chat, bitch. Like, I've been here since blah, 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 blah. Then it's up. Then you know what I'm saying? That's why AMP loves all of... That's why they say, yo, I love you guys, because without y'all, I wouldn't be here. Because the chat literally made you. I wish the chat made me. Shit. It's about how you push the content and push yourself. But the chatters and everybody else on there, they may not be the best representation of N3on. But they are those who've been there long enough to be like, nah, F that. I know N3on. I watch his content. I relate to him in some shape or form. If he dissociates himself from his chat, he will pay dearly for that. Because he knows the chat made him.
Say him. N3on had been on a tear up until this point. He had been on different streams with a bunch of different new creators, distancing himself from his old ways, showing that he had a new personality out there, doing, you know, good, fun, kind-hearted things with football players, even putting rappers onto the main stage like LaMelo Ball. And any type of interview that he did, he was dispelling a bunch of narratives about who he was, facing those hard-hitting questions, you know, head on. Hell, we even believed it at one point in time.
Before, I was just on the streets, messing around, trolling people, like just farming like what I could, but then I realized like that's not what brings you long-term success. It just brings you hate. When you do it so much, it starts to become what people really think about you. It's hard to like change people's minds.
Now maybe this little is turning his life around. That was just 4 months ago, and so the whole year of 2025 he had been taking opportunities to rebrand himself. So naturally it makes sense for him to go on such a large black publication like The Breakfast Club. And I know people have been discrediting The Breakfast Club, but no matter what you look at, they are still topping the charts, whether it be in podcasting, whether it be in radio. They still command a voice. You know, it might be for unks, but hey, unks still listen. Going to The Breakfast Club was a big
True. Old people still listening. Let them know.
Peak milestone. And I think that it was a perfect platform for N3on to go on for a couple of different reasons. One, they're big, like I said, in the black community. It would be a perfect place for him to go and address some of the things that he said about the black community and ultimately, you know, ask for forgiveness. And I know people don't like to hear that, but ultimately get forgiveness or clearance. And two, I believe that Charlamagne the God and N3on are mirror images of each other. Both of them did a bunch of degenerate stuff in their career and they had to face it. That's why I thought it was very interesting that he would go there, because Charlamagne, like he did throughout the
has some as
would show to
history.
be somebody that N3on and a bunch of these other streamers could learn from. He acted as an image of their future. You know, hey, I've learned from it. You can still be a troll, or you can still come out of that troll environment and ultimately have a long and successful
have some fucking
career.
victory. Yeah.
I do want to say I'm glad that you learned early what so many people, including myself, learned late. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Because, there is no value in shock. And if you,
That all.
I like how he's bringing that up. I like how Charlamagne is addressing this, because it means he's like, look, I used to learn shock factor. You know, it's small. It doesn't bring much notoriety, but when you really sit down and take it all in, there's no longevity with it, which is interesting.
if you didn't make the pivot, you probably was going to end up getting punched in the face, or even worse nowadays. You know, and like you said, you know, you wouldn't have the career that you have now, because now you're getting brand deals and stuff like that. So, you know, I'm never going to judge a young person for what they did
For making mistakes
when they were younger.
So as N3on,
I agree with that, but I do understand one thing about the internet. It's always going to hold up a mirror to you for you to look deep within yourself to say, gotcha, bitch. The internet's always going to hold up an image to reverse on you to say, this was you? This was you? Oh, is this you? You know what I'm saying? No matter how far you've come. Especially when Charlamagne is saying, look. I've been there, I've done that. I understand the growth. You wouldn't have the brand deals, the stuff you're working with, if you didn't pivot and grow and be bigger. I fuck with that. I do. Anybody else should fuck with that, because it means if N3on can come back from the pit of no return with a publicist, with a whole team that's black, and create better content and not be the spineless, disgusting degenerate he was, it shows growth is within everyone. Because if N3on grew, it shows growth is within everyone. Now, will he ever get Kai Cenat to acknowledge him? Probably never. It just is what it is. It just is what it is. A person doesn't have to acknowledge you or accept your apology. That just is what it is. Let's continue.
Gets up on this platform, naturally they are going to ask him about all the transgressions that he had, because this is the purpose of this tour. What people don't realize is that a lot of this stuff is produced. Not even a lot of it. All of it is really produced beforehand. N3on's team, Breakfast Club's team, etc., etc. They're having conversations before. This is a professional environment. So we knew what was going
it's scripted
to happen. It's the same thing that happened on every other platform, just with the Breakfast Club twist. And while it might have been aggressive because it is the Breakfast Club, this interview was still going exactly how it was supposed to go. You're gonna get pressed while doing press, and you're gonna dispute these narratives and these claims while the Breakfast Club acknowledges that, hey, you've changed.
So you are a testament to these young people who need to know, who need to learn early what people like us learn late.
I will say this,
Period.
If you really evolve and you're really changing, I respect it.
Thank you, bro.
Charlamagne
I
said,
agree.
sometimes we get crucified for things we did when we was younger and stupid, and we need to change. I know I myself did. I know Charlamagne did.
Same. You living your life out loud.
And it ain't a problem.
Now, how many people watched The Breakfast Club all the way up until the end of this, and not just the clips of N3on getting pressed, of The Breakfast Club pulling up his past? Like, how many people did not watch this part? You know what I'm saying? Like, come on.
As long as you're really apologetic and change behavior shows everything, fuck everything else.
So you're obviously coming here and you probably gained some fans from this.
Thank you.
A lot of haters from this as well, because it's hate everywhere. Just like you can't control them hating on you in there, you can't control the love and none of that.
Yeah.
So I do understand how you felt about it. I think you still handled it very well.
Thank you so much.
For you to be so young.
I'd love to come back in a year and you guys see all the growth and see where I'm at, and then y'all will be, and then y'all will be like, damn, he wasn't just talking.
I agree.
I think you should.
Okay.
Now, was the Breakfast Club grilling or quote unquote interrogating N3on for the things that he had done in the past? Absolutely. However, he should have to face those questions, and like Charlamagne referenced in the video, hey, if you did it, you should be able to stand in it and, you know, dispel any narratives, dispel any rumors, which he's done throughout this year and in the past as he's been on his transformative journey. I think
because he's put out that energy, and for people to pull it up and press you on it or put it in your face, you know what's happening, because that's the life you live. That's a part of your history, that's a part of your internet footprint. It's not just going to go away because you've grown. It's going to stay there because that's the reality that you put out there. Let's just be honest. Let's be honest.
I think this ultimately went really well, especially considering this is the Breakfast Club and that's how they normally do interviews. But there was one moment that stuck out to me that I thought was very, very pivotal and very, very interesting. I look back a lot at this interview and there were a couple things that stood out. One, N3on didn't have his phone out. He was not consuming chat. He was not looking at chat until one specific point, which leads me to number two, is that at some point in the middle of the interview, as they were getting to N3on's big announcement, Adin Ross stepped in.
As a streamer, as a
damn, not looking good right there.
Person, like, I don't feel like a top dog, you know, I don't feel like one of the biggest.
Wait, let's get into the chat, because Adin Ross, there's a comment pinned in here. He just commented and said, N3on, I promise you they trying to belittle you and disrespect you. You shitting on all of them. They are weird as fuck. Fuck them.
You talking about who?
I'm talking about who?
Here, the chat is not
He's shitting on them.
Anyway.
See, I don't know about Adin, but I think he should have. Think, dumbass! He should have really started thinking with his head and not thinking with his emotions, because now the Breakfast Club was like, are you fucking kidding me? But
Okay.
I'm gonna give Adin this grace. If he's watching N3on stream, watching what they're saying, watching from behind the scenes of this, he's probably looking at it as, okay, they're attacking my boy, they're attacking my friend, they're hurting him, they're trying to discredit his name, destroy his growth. He's really out here doing something. But you know what? I'll give him that grace, and he probably reacted on just pure reaction and anger and vitriol. But in reality, that's what you get when you put out that crap in the first place. You can't control it. But I think Adin should have just sat there, listened, kept his mouth shut, and waited for the end result. Not attack and disrespect the Breakfast Club just because you got all the money in the world and you can't be touched. But N3on is sitting right there, and they can literally attack him and take him out. Like, come on, bro. Come on. You know what I'm saying? But let's continue.
Go ahead.
Now, from here is where the interview goes totally left, and it brings up a lot of talking points that a lot of young people need to be very wary of as they get into content creation, and especially as they decide which platform they're going to, which style of content they're going down, and what they want to be remembered for going into the future.
True.
After that, the chat starts to go into a frenzy. And whose chat is it? I can't say, but especially from the
It's probably Aiden's chat swarming into raiding Neon's chat and attacking a Breakfast Club on Aiden's behalf, but thinking they're defending Neon. Because that has happened.
Perspective of those that are consuming the Breakfast Club content, you know, unks on their way to work who don't know anything about a chat and probably learned about it 2 seconds ago. These people are in Neon's chat, therefore they are associated with Neon. Racist remarks start flying. They start calling them monkeys and, you know, start saying that they are black, fuck black people, etc., etc. Which for somebody who is saying that they are changing the narrative about them, it would be easy for Neon to say that, yo, I don't have anything to do with that. I disown them. Yo, mods, ban them, etc., etc.
But it's hard to dissociate because Neon might not know, is that my chat or Aiden? And dissociate yourself is easy to say out loud until the chat just comes back with make a new account.
Instead of doing such, in my opinion, was a good bit of deflection from him.
Like, I'm not gonna lie, your chat is wild racist.
Yo, they right there. They like, yo, they
this black bitch, monkey, watermelon, emoji.
I'm literally looking and I don't see any of that. This is the internet. This is not just my chat, my community, right? This is the internet. The internet, just like me back then, would say whatever they want.
Yeah.
So this isn't like a representation of me, obviously.
From one moment he goes from denying that it's even there to the next moment he goes to saying that, hey, this is just a bunch of kids on the internet. Now, why I think that that's a bad look is because this is a moment to just outright, flat out say, hey, I don't stand by this. I don't rock with this. Guys, ban them. Mods, ban them. We're not entertaining any of this. But now that the phones are out, it seems that Neon is more interested in the communal response to the situation as opposed to the interview, which, you know, he should be following the script of the interview.
But that's kind of been Neon's whole thing. When the chat is going crazy, he's been a chatter. He's been a guy creating a community. So he's going to fall into the chat. He's going to fall into the chatter. He's going to be in there finding out who's saying what and trying to keep up with it. Because it should be, yo, mods, ban them. Yo, it should be that. But at the same time, he don't know if that's his mod, his people, Aiden, you know what I'm saying? So you don't want to destroy a community just because. But you shouldn't take disrespect and have people disrespect other people when you have a whole live interview on the radio. Looks bad, my guy.
Side note, streamers use two excuses that I don't totally understand. Two things. This is not a reflection of me. This chat isn't a reflection of me, and that the internet is just the internet. I don't believe either of those things to be true. The chat is not a reflection of me. I'm sorry. People that find you entertaining for the content that you put out tend to be like-minded. They wouldn't be consuming the content if they weren't like-minded. So the reason why they are sitting there saying these things is because these things are assumed to be okayed by you, the community at large that you are a part of, or whatever the case may be, but it's still associated to you. They are ultimately a reflection of you because you are putting out content. They're finding it enjoyable. They're finding this relatable. That's how algorithms and things work. The internet just isn't the internet. If you go into the live chats of a lot of different content creators, you won't see a bunch of slurs being thrown. You won't see a bunch of racism being thrown. You won't see a bunch of just nasty and toxic and bad behavior. That's
true. Chats are like-minded because for a content creator, you have to build on, one, a community, two, you have to find like-minded people, three, those people have to connect with you some way, some shape, form, somehow, and if they're communicating and hitting the chat up, they represent you. Kai Cenat, Agent, Phantom, a lot of people who have chats already are like-minded chatters and have their community set. But N3on has fostered a toxic community. But as before, he was like 19 and now he's like, what, 21, 22? He's growing. He's getting up there in age. So his chat is growing with him over the years. So eventually they're like, well, I'm pulling back on the crazy shit. Now, I do think some of it was Aiden's chat in his chat. Unless Aiden wasn't live at this point. But it's still weird. It's still weird. I get it. But to dissociate from chat means you might be hurting a fan or someone who supported you for long. He might not know.
It's not something that's just an internet thing. That is something that is cultivated by the cultivator, aka the content creator. That's why I don't understand why streamers just, instead of saying that lame brain excuse, that quick cop out, they should just go ahead and say, hey, ban this person. I do not mess with any of this stuff right here, straight up, and we're going to be strict about getting away from it.
But because I like what I'm saying, because I know it's true, right? Should you allow someone to talk that crap? Nah, you should slap that in his face and tell them to go fuck themselves. You shouldn't be sitting there dealing with that shit. That's true. But does N3on know if that's his chat or not? No, but N3on is like, oh, right, since Adin posted and said something in my chat, this is Adin's chat. I'm just going to say it's the internet. It's not just my chat. Because it's not just his chat. His chat wasn't the only chat saying crazy shit. So he should have said, yo, mods, ban them, da-da-da. But maybe N3on is giving those people grace, and he likes the drama. N3on likes the drama. He likes the attack. Why not? Because it shows, one, if they're talking crazy, well, at least somebody's defending me because I can't talk crazy here, you know? But N3on also says it's not just my chat. It's the internet. It's other people's chat. It's probably Adin's chat. It's a combination of both, but N3on did foster that chat. Like Sneeko fostered being a part of the toxic red pill community.
If you go through the comment sections of a lot of people's videos, you don't see those things. 'Cause that's not the conversation and environment that they cultivate. The reason why I think that this interview didn't pan out the best is because N3on had some sort of big announcement. It was made pretty clear in the interview multiple times.
Now you have a huge announcement you said you're gonna make, right? So you said you got a major announcement that you gotta make, right? All right, you about to make this announcement. What's your announcement?
What did you do? Hold on.
In coming here, right? I know you have your announcement.
Are you making your announcement here?
What's the announcement?
This nigga must have forgot. He must have got really caught up in the chat because the announcement, they kept saying it, and he must have just been like, I don't know if I should announce it now.
Now what's the announcement? I already know what it is.
They don't want to give it to us.
But you see, N3on never gets to that big announcement. Why? That shift in the interview. As soon as he pulled his phone out, which previously was not out at the beginning of the stream, he all of a sudden gets his eyes and ears glued to what the chat has to say about him and this interaction. There's even a moment where he's talking about the perception of him in this chat that he does not agree with. It's a little bit of hypocrisy there, where he claims that they're saying that he is getting bitched. But N3on, all the Breakfast Club is doing in a grilling and joking manner is asking you about your past transgressions and giving you the opportunity and floor to denounce everything that's going on, and then giving you the lob to do whatever your big special announcement is.
But that's the thing, though. I can understand throwing somebody at, oh, look, you did this stupid shit. Your transgressions were crazy. You wild and you doing the most. I can understand that because N3on was that person to do those things. But now, pulling forward, how him getting stuck in the chat and the chat feeling like he's been bitched is the most stupidest thing ever. He gets absorbed in it because if his phone was out, I would have been his publicist like, hey, get off your phone. Just pay attention. Get out of the chat. Don't get absorbed in the chat. Because he's reading it like Mach speed, trying to keep up with it. And now his mind is absorbed in it and forgets his announcement. Forgets what he was going to say. But look, that's radio. They're going to pull out everything they got on you, and they're going to want you to do better. Let's see what's up.
Your moment, the moment that you are supposed to own. But instead, you let the chat, the one that you don't agree with, make you into some sort of victim on the Breakfast Club.
Yeah.
It just doesn't make any sense to me. But I will say, for everybody else in the streaming community, that makes total sense. They feel like the Breakfast Club bullied him and that N3on got bitched.
I don't like how they're making it seem like, oh, it's a gift for you to be on our show. No, motherfucker. Y'all are getting blessed that he's on your show. You know how many new eyes are seeing this show because N3on's on it?
You're taking all their guests. All the guests that used to go on the Breakfast Club are coming on your stream. So if you're, a celebrity or an athlete, why would you sit down at 8 a.m. on this bad podcast that nobody's listening to anymore when you could go on N3on's stream? They're mad because you're taking their guests. Like, you're the future of media, sitting down, playing ball with you, going out getting food. Why would you sit there and just get berated by these, 3 old heads when they can just do some fun stream?
But that's the reason the Breakfast Club is still around is because they still have a connection to old people, music, the environment, and they have a YouTube channel. They have gossip. They have shit to talk about. They have conversations. The Breakfast Club is still around because of these things. Conversation, gossip, informing the people, catching people up to date, and bringing on guests like N3on. Still being tapped in. Like, what the fuck are we talking about? That's the thing. It's not a blessing that N3on is on The Breakfast Club. No. It's a blessing that N3on didn't crash the fuck out on The Breakfast Club or say something stupid because he's trying to protect and save his fucking image. Duh. All right? For any streamer out there to say, oh, he's bigger than The Breakfast Club. No, he's not. He don't got the accolades, the time. He's not reaching people. And the only people reaching and going to N3on are the younger, the people who've grown with him, and that's it. There's nobody that's being captured by this. And, take it hyperbolic as what you want, but hey, fuck it. I don't really think streamers are tapped in like that. I think the only one right now is Kai, tapped into being part of the BET or the AMAs, you know what I'm saying? Being a part of these things. That's it. That's as far as you go. Anything else? Anything more? Come on, bro. Maybe I show speed, but who knows?
Why I don't like that perspective is because, like I said earlier, a lot of this stuff has been produced. N3on is understanding as to what is supposed to be going on and just allows the narrative to be ran with. Instead of addressing Sneeko, who, if you've been changing, you shouldn't be aligning with, you should be able to,
I do agree with that, but N3on is going... changing doesn't mean I can't be friends with someone. I can't go out with someone. And maybe if I'm changing, he can change his perspective. Sneeko's never going to change his perspective. Sneeko's PR is always going to be screwed with. Sneeko is never going to get out of certain heads. And Sneeko shouldn't have been involved with the whole Kanye West thing. Changing your PR means staying the fuck away from the drama. Staying away from the things that destroyed your career in the first place. Staying away from the things that don't, I'm going to be real, they don't bring you profit, pick you up, and do good for you. Like, let's just be honest. But Sneeko is different. N3on is probably like, I'm not going to abandon a friend. I'm probably going to still be friends with him. But I do agree, if you're changing your PR, you're changing who you are, you got to step away from some niggas.
Stand up right then and there for yourself and say that you haven't been getting bullied. Hell, you've done it in the past.
Let's go. Fucking hell. You got towels, bro. Shorts, let's go. Just some, bro. Let's go. You want to do this? Let's go. Or I'm out. Yeah? Huh? Let's do an actual cool plunge, bro. I'm done getting humiliated on camera, bro. I'm 20 years old. What do I get out of a clip of me getting thrown in the ocean by a bunch of men, bro?
But instead of saying what is right, what is wrong, and standing up for yourself like you've done in the past, you kind of tuck tail, in my opinion. And the aftermath is that the internet is running with a bunch
because he doesn't know how to address that, because he knows behind the scenes what was planned, what was scripted, what was going to be said, what wasn't going to be said. They were going to talk about this, talk about that, until they got involved with the chat, until Adin came out his face and didn't know the process. So when Adin didn't know the process, I felt like that's a completely different story. And then N3on got caught up in some bullcrap. But that's something you can't control.
to different narratives. And don't get me wrong, I'm seeing you play into them in real time. There was a tweet that went out that said that, you know, you didn't get your hand shook by them. Something that you kind of noted in the stream. But when I went and researched the video, I don't see that being the case. They shook your hand after you left.
Alrighty, thank you guys so much for having me. Appreciate it.
That's a pound.
Saying you're gonna be on the show tomorrow. So.
A pound is a pound. Like, that's not really shaking my hand. It's a pound. It's like, hey, what up, brother? You know what I mean? It's a connect. It's still like a handshake, but it's still you're connecting. But no handshake. Like, you know?
Okay.
It was nice meeting you.
Nice to meet you as well.
There you go. You got a hug.
And they wouldn't even shake my hand, bro.
But they gave you a pound, N3on. That's a pound is a respectful shit. Like, yo, I gave you some respectful shit. A handshake, if you went for a handshake and not a pound, that would have been more respectful. But they went for pounds too. So you went for a pound, my nigga. What are we talking about here? Like, what are you, stupid? Like, fake dumbass. Like, what are we talking about, bro? I hate niggas when they do shit like that. You went for a pound, they went for a pound. You didn't go for a handshake. Come on. And you got a hug. Like, come on, bro.
That shit just, they didn't even shake my hand. None of them.
Weird. They gave you a pound. They connected with you. That's all you gotta. That's all what's up, bro. Like, what are we? Fake dumbass. What are we talking about?
Charlemagne dapped you up, dapped the camera person up, Envy dapped you up, and Lauren gave you a hug. Now, maybe it's because they didn't just full on shake your hand, give you pound and do all the other stuff. But the way that it's spun on the internet makes it seem like it's the most malicious thing in the world. And I don't think that I like that. I think that the criticism on the internet is how people like The Breakfast Club can be so critical when they have the most checkered past in the world. Charlamagne has been accused, and I think the charges were dropped, but accused of rape. DJ Envy has been basically caught, I'm gonna say accused because I don't know the truth, of scamming out millions with his real estate friends. And Jess Hilarious is a terrible person. I've put that on this platform before. I'm not a fan of Jess Hilarious. However, I think that it's really good for you to go on those types of platforms. The platforms in which, hey, these are people who have faced
they faced a lot of vitriol, a lot of shit. And honestly, N3on not getting this handshake, they dapped you up, bro. Accept it or don't.
These past transgressions, like Charlamagne said, and have weathered the storm and have attempted to, at least in some regards, I'm not sold on Just Hilarious, to right the direction of their current careers. Yeah, DJ Envy cheated on his wife. I just felt the need to say that. But these people have done bad things in their lives and have righted the wrong and went down the correct path. Something that you claim to be doing. But in this interview, in which you had the opportunity to do such a thing, you let the chat hook you. You let the community that you're supposed to be disassociating with reel you back in a little bit. Like they were actually in your chat calling these people monkeys and saying fuck black people. And to put cherries on top of that, you're getting defended by Myron Gaines of all people on the internet. And then right after that, you went to dinner with Sneeko, who a large part of the community would say is truly terrible. Yeah, it can be your brother, but until you make that distinction and disconnect from these people, you're always going to be tied to them. It's almost like you're trying to have your cake and eat it too. So I asked to you, what's it gonna be, N3on?
Fuck.
Are you actually gonna make the separation and distinction from this community that has been labeled properly so as toxic as hell? Or are you gonna try to have one foot in and one foot out for people to criticize you on the internet and discover you ultimately for not being who you say you are becoming?
I agree that N3on has 100%. Has he changed? Probably. Right? But then when you don't separate yourself from people who are making their entire lives 10 times harder, making your life 10 times harder, and always in one way or another, fucking you, at some point you need to make a distinction and separate. Now, this is the longest video, and I don't mean to just, no one's going to watch this, but I do want to put in perspective of growth sucks, growing sucks, and some shit you shouldn't have said in the fucking first place. But in reality, I'm an adult, 32, I'll be 33 this year. I've learned so much in my teens and into my 20s. And I've learned more now as being in my 30s. That when you leave your age bracket, get into a new age, you start to change more and more as time goes on. Plus, life hits you 10 times harder. You have death. You have tragedy, you have success, you have failures, you have so much more. N3on's felt with tragedy. He's probably hit a lot of snags, and his mom and dad probably told him, we need you to tighten the fuck up. And you need to take charge and responsibility for yourself. Because eventually, parents tell their kids this all the time. And maybe N3on's dad said this, I won't be around to be here for you. And the world, whatever they say on the internet, whatever they do, I need you to look me in my face, be a fucking man, and apologize for the things you have done. His mom, his dad, someone told him, you guys straighten the fuck up. If not, we taking all your shit. No matter how much money you got, we gonna, I hope his parents stepped up to tell him, yo, relax. I believe that. I could be the only person to say this, but I believe N3on being in his teens to his 20s, his parents probably stepped up to tell him, chill the fuck out. And look, maybe that's not true, but it would suck. It would suck for a parent to realize their son has been doing all this crazy shit on the internet and their success is through toxic, crazy things and not through hard work and dedication like they thought. And then finding out, like, you look, I'm not savvy with the net, but I've seen your clips. I've seen the things you've said. Apologize to those people and be a man. Now, N3on not separating himself from Sneeko, Myron, not dissociating from the chat, that's different. That's different. But this is what I've been talking about. This is what I've seen. And I do think there is time to grow. There is growth. Just don't expect Kai Cenat to acknowledge your apologies. Don't expect things from people. And I've learned that in life. If you don't ask anything from life, you get back in what you want in return, which is a pot of nothing or something. You never know what's there. So let me know what you think of the full ass video. It's been a long one, almost a fucking podcast style. But let me know what you think of this Not Holding Back. It's a long form style of N3on's growth to hit snag with the Breakfast Club. So let me know what you think in the comments below. Make sure to like, subscribe, hit the bell, comment, be notified. Thank you for coming to Not Holding Back. This is your boy Fat Man. Remember to never give up, never surrender, and keep on grinding. Peace. And I am out. Whoo, shit.
Shit. Getting on drum. You little niggas gonna stop acting like my shit ain't the grill. Some of you niggas get your front teeth for grills. And I ain't talking about the contract.
I ain't loving these fake hoes. Room smelling like 8 switches. Room service like 2K. NBA, I'm ballin', nigga. All them niggas falling like autumn, nigga. Talking shit, I saw them niggas. Now they daughter want a picture. Rough, ain't it? Fuck famous. Niggas too real, got the most haters. Wrote a story so Stephen Curry. How it feel to be golden.